to Crossfire Stars 2016 in Suzhou, China, and now that was an amazing flip from Flipside. That was actually not funny, but Joshua, what do you have to say about those games?
Well, the end score was 10-6, but I don't think it properly represents how close the game actually was. Each round was very close. But if we were to make comparisons, let's compare one player from each team, Rambo and FaZe. Now, these guys are the snipers for each team, but they have a different dynamic per team. There are players that are accentuated by the team itself. If the team plays well, then one player might be able to excel. And then there are other players that somewhat carry the team, and that was the difference between the two. Freedom, Rambo, he would get very good initiates with he was a sniper. He would have great game sense, go in around corners, there was one point at B where he knew exactly where it was, quick scope, boom, done. However, the problem is his other teammates weren't able to step up. For example, in the first half, we have in round 7, ironically, or coincidentally 7, getting a 1v2 clutch. Now these situations is what changes the game in the long run. After that, they went from 3-3 to 3-4, and they were able to keep the game close at 5-4 in the first half. But later on, we don't see any clutches from Freedom. There were similar situations, but the mental game of it, they weren't able to pull it through, and Flipside got the win, especially because we have great performances from Snox, we have great performance from Dennis, Seven. Vizzy was a little bit invisible, but he's still part of the team. So,
right.
But that's one of the reasons why Flipside made it. I definitely have to give props to both FaZe and Seven.
So before we go to the MVP, you have been watching the B side, and now the quarterfinals are finished. Can you give us a little more information on the quarterfinals, please?
Absolutely, yes. So the lineups for our quarterfinals are finished, as you say, and we're going to say goodbye to some teams. Our Indonesian team, XCN, they're gone. I'm not going to mention Korea yet.
Oh no, thank you very much.
Vietnamese team, Freedom Gaming, they're going to be out now, which is a surprise, I think, to many. Vietnam always holds its own in Crossfire.
Yep.
The Team WoW from North America, they're out too. They are gutted. I've seen the guys around the place. They're very good. We've got to address Hidden now. We won't be seeing them again. They're gone. So that's 4 of our 12 teams. I know.
I know.
At the moment. There it is.
Thank you very much.
So our quarterfinals are ready, as we did in our tournament draw. It's worked out very interestingly that everybody who's topped a group drew in a completely fair process. They drew the second team of another group.
Thank you very
much. And our 2 wild cards are going to end up playing each other. So we're going to be having Kawai against iNsanes very shortly. We've got an all-Chinese quarterfinal with VG and AG. We will not be having an all-Chinese final. One of them is going to go very soon on Stream B. We'll have Hemo Brave against Flipside and Pacific Wire against RU Legends. And what I think is interesting is I've been chatting to some of the teams, like in that last game, going into double overtime and taking a long time, and who do you think is going to win this? Who do you want to play?
Right.
I'll give you an idea. Teams have come here with some slightly different mentalities. The guys in RU Legends, they wanted iNsanes to be their opponent. They wanted iNsanes to lose that game, so they would play them in the wildcard match. They've got Pacific Wire, because of course iNsanes took that.
Right.
Kawai, on the other hand, I'm chatting to Kawai, they were going to play the winners of that game, so I said to them, well, who do you want to win out of this? He said, we don't care.
We don't care who I was actually there to hear that, actually, yes, I was there.
Yeah, they're just like, we have prepared for everybody. And we saw that yesterday, opening game, Kawai, very easy for them against XCN. They beat RU Legends earlier on. They are clearly ready. They were our first quarterfinalists. They are prepared for everyone. And you should be, right? This is the World Championship. This is the Grand Finals.
Right.
$200,000 for the winner. Yes, you should be prepared for everybody. That's what we're going to see from Kawai when they take on iNsanes.
And before we go into the MVP, I really want to do this. Josh, you've been on the spot for twice in a row. Let's just get a name before we go. Just a name, one name before we go.
No pressure, Josh.
No pressure.
I'm giving you 2 names.
2 names, okay. We'll let it slip. Just 2 names.
Well,
just before we go.
An emotional pick and a logical pick. Logical pick goes to FaZe because not only was he a good sniper, but he would switch it up, play AK, get pistol kills as well. But for me, it'd be Seven because of that clutch play and also pulling the team up by the cuff.
Okay, FaZe and Seven, please give it away for our MVP of the match. Drum rolls, please.
Well, who is it going to be? It's going to be FaZe, of course. Who else would it be? 20 kills, 12 deaths, solid stuff from him. The first half was really when he made his mark. Of course, 7 headshots in there. Coming out the vents, getting himself that double pistol kill. Really worked well for him, obviously. Overall, fantastic stuff from FaZe, as Joshua just mentioned, with the AWM, with the AK, with the Deagle, everything in the bag for FaZe, and a well-deserved win for him. Of course, it means Flipside will be going through. It's not the hardest of shots there. We'll be going through to face Hemo Brave. But right here, to begin with, it is going to be Kawai versus iNsanes coming up.
It is indeed. FaZe, you can just see some of the highlights of his plays there. Phenomenal little no-scope, which we didn't get to see in-game, but fantastic stuff. And for me, it was a very obvious choice for the MVP there. And of course, congratulations to FaZe. He does go on to go up against Hemo Brave, and that's going to be one of the quarterfinals which will be held on this stage. Of course, it's not just yet. It will be a little later on. In fact, it will be after this game, a game which I'm pretty excited to see because those two teams have been playing really, really well. It should be a good matchup. Yeah,
it should be. And of course, we are now down to the last 12. As we're actually down to a little less than the last 12 because we've already lost 3 teams. We're technically down to the last 9. Of course, as you can see, Kawai going through top of Group A. Nobody would have guessed that one. All Gamers second place. And of course, Vici and Flipside coming through in Group B. Flipside now going to be facing Kawai, of course, because it's first versus second. That's how the draw went last night. Hemo Brave and iNsanes coming out with an incredible win, really. A chaotic game. If you didn't just catch that game, it was an absolute bonkers last round in double overtime. Sort of the golden round effectively here. But here is the bracket as it's going to work out. Of course, Kawai, iNsanes, winner of this is going to face the winner of Vici and All Gamers. That's going to be going on Stream B in a little later on. Hemo Brave Flipside will be facing the winner of Pacific Wara versus RU Legends. And of course, it does give, honestly, for me, Hemo Brave or Flipside a very good chance at a run on the final now.
It does. We were talking about this just before we came on, and yes, the two Chinese teams go head-to-head, and it's going to be in a quarter-final, and it's very tough. It's not only very tough, but it's a best-of-1. And
I think it's great for the rest of the world. We're not going to get an All-China final, but I would like to have seen a best-of-5 All-China final.
It would have been good.
You know what? All Gamers lost their first game. They screwed up, so they messed up the entire brackets. It's their fault.
They're the ones who are going to have to pay because going into that game, Vici
they're going to be the underdogs.
All Gamers, they will. And Vici have been dominating. We saw, I think, 2 10-4 performances from them. They're still continuing to run rampage in this tournament, and All Gamers may be next on the chopping board for them. But that is not the game coming up as much as it is an exciting one. We do have Kawai versus iNsanes, and this one is a battle of 2 teams which may not have thought to be here, and they are. They find themselves in a pretty promising
Colombia
positions.
versus Japan in the quarterfinals. Not what anyone would have predicted, but iNsanes knocking down Pacific Wara in a neck-and-neck match. Pacific Wara 9-6 up. The choke came in. The choke is real, and they ended up going overtime. And then 2-1 up on the defensive side on sub-base. It's like, yes, now we're on attack. We've got this in the bag. Nope. Fell away. And then the last round, even whether you missed it, it basically went into the, the sniper nest.
Right.
And basically everybody went in.
Oh.
It was just like a, brah, everybody died.
I did miss it.
And there was one guy, but one guy tried to run away, and it's like, bam, shot in the back.
Didn't happen.
Done.
Wow. Well, I'm glad you got
iNsanes,
to see it to break it down, obviously, for us here.
Chaos.
And it does mean, obviously, we have these 2 teams matching up. We've said again, these are 2 teams that we didn't expect to be here. But it does mean they can make a run for it.
Yeah, well, Kawai, of course, coming through. Solid stuff from them overall. Really impressive performances in the group stage, taking down Executioners to begin with from Indonesia. Really surprising stuff. And then against the Russians, it was a dominant performance in the end on Mexico. 4-2, of course, in overtime. After, they also had their moment, of course. They were at 9-7.
Yeah. And
you think of that 1v4. And suddenly it was just like, hang on a minute, what is going on here? The Russians went to come bring it back. But Kawai from Colombia got the support of Hemo Brave, of course, as well. They were just handshakes and good looks between both teams upstairs as they were setting themselves up to come down here and position and get set ready to play. So Kawai coming into this one as the first place from Group A and effectively making them the favourites now.
They haven't lost yet. You know, I mean, obviously it's not a huge tournament with hundreds of teams, but you know, Kawai took down the Russians in overtime. They went on to beat XCN, and now they find themselves here facing up against iNsanes. They've been a bit of a dark horse and gone under the radar a little bit, and they can continue to do so. We talked about the bracket. Their side of the bracket a little bit more stacked. If they win this, they will be going up against a formidable Chinese squad, whether that's AG or VG, yet to be decided. However, on the flip side of things, iNsanes Group C, second place.
Yeah, well, I mean, they lost out, what, 10-7 it was to Pacific Wara, their first game, I believe. So they lost out in that matchup, and it put them on a bit of a curve, but we saw them here earlier on against Hidden. That game where they were 7-2 down, switched to the attack, and went 8 rounds back-to-back to take it 10-7. Incredible matchup, no doubt about it. So they've already played 2 games today already. So they are well warmed up.
Yeah.
Whereas Kawai, this is their first game of the day. You never know how it's going to work out. There's the beautiful trophy that everybody is playing for. And let's not forget, the winner of this will be into the money in the semi-finals. The map, this is the interesting thing. So both teams got to veto one away, and it was down to the choice for the admin, the random pick, and it's going to be Port.
We're a big fan of that.
A big fan indeed. So both happy with this one. Question is, which way will it go? Because this is a map for the snipers, and Asuka on iNsanes is not one to be sniffed at, but Alejo, also for Kawai, was certainly impressive. Of course, you all know what the map is. This is the route through Catwalk straight into A, and we've seen many setups. RU Legends, first game of the day yesterday, taking down all gamers here on Port. It is a map of upsets. This is also, from what we've heard, a favourite for Hemo Brave, so I wonder if we're going to get to see that, or whether we'll see Flipside and veto it out, but that's going to be following this matchup. And at the moment, iNsanes, I think they're going to be feeling pretty confident here, you know. With Asuka on their side, they have a really good chance here against Kawai.
He's an absolute beast.
We could be seeing a real run from iNsanes, the Japanese team coming through in some crazy matches, honestly. You know, 8 rounds back-to-back against Hidden, coming out in double overtime in the last match against Pacific Wara. Now they're coming straight in. They've got to be high on life right now.
Well, you've got to go into a game confident, and they are in a great position to do so. Both these teams fighting for that spot in the semi-final. Of course, this being a quarter-final matchup, Kawai versus iNsanes on your screen is the last of the graphics. Of course, it's just a simple rotation, which you're not really going to see too much, but if they go on and need to go to B, to A, or vice versa, that's the route they may take. Of course, there is quite a few. The players warming up, I say that literally, as they've got the hand warmers, which I had a chance to have a go on, and I was like, this isn't doing anything. It's not working. Whoa, hang on, it's warming up.
Yeah, you've got to slap it around a bit, give it a big scrape. It's like a chemical compound that's in there, like a scrunch for confident stuff. The Kawai team, Latin America, and you know, a lot of people completely underestimated them coming into this one. iNsanes absolutely will not. They, though, are a team that have shown they have it in them to bounce back no matter what the score. And it's something that they've got to be concerned at. Asuka, the man in the middle back there, is the man to watch for me. But it's not just a one trick pony. So solid team overall. They're looking pretty happy. You know, when I think of Crossfire, I obviously often think of the big-breasted ladies that seem to play this game that are in these tight-fitting outfits, which we always seem to show in those graphics. But sadly, it's not the case. It's just a bunch of men playing video games, and here it is. Japan versus Colombia. Kawai versus iNsanes. The quarterfinals are underway.
They're already underway. Asuka has taken down Aleo, and they are the two snipers which we are most definitely going to be seeing a lot of here. But already, he's got one up on his opponent. Asuka being so dominant previously for iNsanes, and he's kicking things off here. Round number 1 with the first kill.
Well, it's what we expected. The danger of iNsanes on the attack here. The bridge sniping not working out. Kawai are going to stack one there, but you can see iSpark and Avedon going up. And it's going to be launching Asuka around the corner. So Catwalk fully in control of Japan. The pressure on Arcadox. He did great. Got himself a man of the match performance previously in the group stage. But he is going to have to be absolutely on point here with the rifle as Asuka is about to leap round a challenge.
Well, there it is. He's called out about 4 plays. He's going to be flashbanged as well. And here comes the charge. You know what? They're pushing right through the middle. Avedon's round the back as well. Asuka putting on the pressure. And here we go. Arcadox picking up a nice double kill. And he finds himself in 3v2 low on health, but he is still fighting fit. There we go. It all comes down.
Arcadox gets 4 in the round. Massive play. Superhero play. Switch to the AK as well. What a start for that man on Kawai.
Even too fast for following for me. I thought still 1 alive, but Arcadox 2 double kills, picking up 4 already. Could he be the man of the moment in this match? Alejo trying to answer back.
He's just going for the chance shots through the smoke there. Nothing going to be found. As you'd expect, nobody going to challenge out the smoked up chance for a free hit. Alejo did take hit damage though. So a little bit of chip on him. Now we're going to see them challenge out. Well, we're not. We can see them on the minimap challenging each other out, but sadly, we're not getting to watch it. But now they're going to switch things up and start to push over to B. It was Asuka, by the way, number 4 on the minimap. They're still actually going at it with the duel, but it's going to be Flitch that finds the first man. Now they're going to rush on through, but he gets a second as well, so a great trade for him. Pablo comes through in support. And now Asuka with it all to do. He's got Steelix all the way over on A site. Asuka comes through, gets himself 1, but that is all. And now Steelix with bomb in hand. Looks like he's going to try and make a play at long A. Yeah,
big trades coming in from Clarence as well. That's the second for him. Already into round number 2, but Steelix has everything to do, and maybe a little bit too much. Is he Alejo down there? I thought it might have been with a sniper, but no, he's picked up the AK.
Yeah, Arcadox is sniping at the moment. Now they've switched it. Okay, now they've switched back out. So he's gone double sniper now for Kawai. 2-0 for them. Arcadox. But this is going to be a fast push. It's going to be a B hit. They're going to get him in position already. Pablo's already going to come around the corner. Gets 1, gets 2, gets 3. Magnificent stuff from Pablo. And that stops iNsanes absolutely dead in their tracks.
Well, it's now a 5v3, and Pablo not only gets the triple, but he takes about 25% damage, and he gets out of there alive, which is, some may say, a miracle. But you can see the X's there where it went down. Phenomenal play. And Avedon and Asuka, I feel this might be a little bit too much for them. He has the sniper in hand, and that's about it at the moment. They've retrieved the bomb. And now making a bit of a miracle play. Asuka's trying to push through the middle, actually, which is quite questionable with a rifle, but he's seen Alejo. He's going to be taken down now.
Pablo.
1 versus...
It's a...
5, I was going to say, but he got deleted off that
Almost
map.
the ace for Pablo, though. Gets himself 4 in that round. Brilliant, brilliant play for him. And that is 3-0 for Kawai. This is starting out to be a bit of a big problem for iNsanes, because attack generally gets themselves quite a few decent rounds on the board here. But as it stands, Kawai are just looking impassable. Triple stack at long A for iNsanes this time around. Pablo got himself tucked in deep as that smoke runs down. First kill, Arcadox down. That's a big hit. That's down at long A. But they're going to rotate away from it. They're going to try and force Kawai to over-rotate and overextend, and it's going to leave 1 man on his own. iNsanes, though, get themselves another. Pablo picked off in the cross by Asuka. And now B-site, it's all alone. It's going to be 1 man. Is it going to be enough? No, Flitch gets gunned down. This is surely now the round for Asuka, for iNsanes.
Yeah, it should be. Alejo and Clarence, they'll hit. I was going to say the rotate, but it doesn't look like it. They're quite far apart, as we do see Alejo just backing him up. Will get in the action, but a 2v5 going in, and they need to defuse the bomb. Smoke's going down. It's going to be all up to Alejo, and surely may pick up a consolation kill, and he doesn't even do that. Steelix finalizing that round, and there we go. On the board, it is iNsanes.
At last. They needed that. They were in danger of falling out of this game before it even got started. Kawai looking pretty strong, but now we're going to see a slowdown tactic. Kawai, though, they're not slowing down. They're stacking themselves up. They're going to boost Pablo up by the looks of it. Aleo's going to get a little pick around the corner there. Got a vision of Asuka. It's a little glimpse across. Doesn't land the shot. Just tosses out that nade and backs away from the duel. No, goes for another peek. Brave stuff there.
Very brave. Oh, too brave. As Asuka goes down, Aleo, the brave plays pay off as he finally picks off one.
It's the duel we were hoping for, though, and it's the duel that's happening time and time again. There's the boosted position. You can see it's, is it Flitch that's up there? No, Pablo. Pablo's been put up there, so we saw him stepping up for that one. And at the moment, it could well work because they are coming into B site right now.
Quite entertaining to watch, to be honest. If Steelix comes up below him, I do feel sorry for him. He's going to find the face, but Aleo's already found a double this round. Ice Bar goes down, and there you can see it on our screens. This could work wonders. Steelix and Avedon could be walking into a lot of trouble here. And let's just see it from Pablo's point of view, because he goes down, he's been spotted, he doesn't even make a kill as Flitch does trade it out, 2v5. I didn't think they'd even check it, but they did. They saw something that I didn't, and that's why they're sat where they are.
Alejo.
He's going to go to Kawai.
3 for Alejo in that round.
Yep.
That rifle doing work. 4-1 already for Kawai, stepping themselves up a very impressive lead here. Of course, coming into this one as the #1 team in their groups, you would expect them to have a big lead, but we've seen iNsanes making some comebacks before. So let's not just get carried away just yet as they stack out now. 4-5 at long A. 5 of them all pushing around. Arcadox and Clarence have got to do it all again. This time it's not going to work out for them. Gun down, quick and easy. Now Aleo makes one in the cross. That's going to be Steelix as he tries to get across there from bridge. Now Pablo picked himself up a triple before, but he's going to toss out the smokes, the flashes. Lines up the flash, but he gets around the corner and Asuka pops out. Asuka changing over to the AK. Not going to work out for him though. Flitch will get gunned down, and now Aleo all alone in a 1v3.
Well, he tries the no-scope, he sees Disturb, and surely the pinch will come in from either side, but as the time ticks down, it's only going one way. Avedon trying to put this to bed, and he will do. In fact, that was his teammate from behind. Ice Bar is going to finalize that one. Another round on the board for the Japanese squad of iNsanes. That does equal 4-2 as we go into round 7.
I feel this is what they've got to do, you know. They quicken up the pace on long A there. They kind of rush them down. They did get lucky with no exchange from Kawai, which ordinarily you would expect when they do a double step out. They're generally going to go 1-for-1, but 5 people all coming into the same direction. Nobody obviously on the nest either on A side, so it kind of gives them this big advantage. Now they're going to stack out 4 men through Catwalk. This is going to be a real big push once again on that A side. A lot of pressure on Arcadox. Of course, he does have the sniper, so if he misses that initial shot, it will immediately put him on the back foot. He's going to try and switch to Deagle, maybe try and charge him down. You can see him just stand at the back there. He's going to have a good vision of this one. As soon as they come around the corner, does he manage to land the initial shot? Yes, he does. There's one. There's Alejo. There's Arcadox. Brilliant stuff. Now they're going to charge in. They will finally get one down, but it is just one man. A 1-on-3, and he hasn't even got the bomb in hand.
Well, he finds the second, and that was out of a 4, and maybe finding another. Flitch and Pablo, they're pushing from 2 different angles. He could find Pablo himself, and maybe, just maybe, this could be doable for Ice Bar. It would be a 1v4. Not going to happen. Pablo, previous MVP for Kawai, steps up, and he's going to put him to bed as another round goes on the board. 5-2 is the scoreline. This is getting a little bit dangerous here, D-Man. We get into that stage where Kawai can really put a gap between themselves.
Yeah, we've had a number of big moments for Kawai, whereas iNsanes, when they've picked up the rounds, it's been more of a team push. It's not been like one man. Alejo once again finds the shot. Ice Bar drops. And again, iNsanes find themselves one man down. And that's really been the difference. Alejo, you know, we've been singing his praises. He has been making those big opening picks. It was the exact same thing in the previous matchup against RU Legends. And he was the difference. It was simply that case. RU Legends didn't really know how to deal with him, and in the end, fell to him. Arcadox also doing a brilliant job over on A site with that scope. And he's managed to get himself 7 frags on the board. 7-3 and 8-4 for both snipers for Kawai. This is a map that is suiting them so well right now.
Yeah, bear in mind there's only 7 rounds been played, so already making a massive impact for their teams. We've already seen 2 fall for iNsanes. This could be very well be the number 6 on Kawai's Scoreboard, another falls as well. This is looking like a perfect round as Arcadox has picked one off himself and now just Disturb and Steelix. As Steelix takes a bit of damage, Disturb picks up one. Maybe the start of something special here, but it is still a 2v4.
Yeah, finally getting the headshot. It's about all you can see from that angle, so going for those one taps and eventually managed to take Arcadox down, but not before the damage had been done. Now they're going to return back there, and they've actually sold the dummy a little bit here. Kawai are over-rotating 2 members back towards B site, maybe 3 actually. It's Pablo that's holding the angle at the bridge, which is where they're going to catch one out here. Pablo gets taken down by Steelix, so now suddenly it's a big chance for them. For Clarence does make a meal of it, but he gets the kill in the end there on Steelix. And now the last man is Disturbed in a very awkward 1v3. Flitch will take him down. It's 6-2. This is a big start for Kawai on the defense.
Yeah, huge start. You could almost hear the communications. So there goes. There's one left. He's on a long 3-2-1. Let's push him all at once. Didn't give him a chance. And we're back into round number 9 here. You keep seeing Asuka trying to pull off something special with a sniper. I've actually not seen that previously before, but not catching anyone, should I say, off the bat. Still 5v5, 30 seconds approach.
It's been really good from Kawai because every time they've either challenged out long A and Arcadox has shut them down. They've challenged out B. They've tried to get it around, and then Aleo gets the little hop over, or Pablo comes around, gets the triple. So it's kind of given Sanes nowhere to go. They've got nowhere to go. Right now, they're just like, okay, let's try and stack out here. Flitch is going to get challenged out, gets himself one. It's only a 1-for-1 trade, not the greatest, but now the rotate comes. Pablo is there once again. He picks up a quick kill. And again, iNsanes, they're just struggling out for find anything. Aleo strikes again as Pablo goes down, but now it's a 2-on-2. Now there's a chance, but Clarence is in position already. The second they come around the corner, he finds himself 1 and 2, and that is it. What a great half. 7-2 to Kawai. And honestly, iNsanes just were running out of ideas, running out of decisions on what to do, because every time they tried something, it was read by Kawai. They had somebody in the right position, the right time. They either went aggressive on the defense, which worked a couple of times for them, and it just completely shut iNsanes down. They had no idea where to go.
It just felt for me as well, every time it was a 2v2 or a 3v3, and we talk about this trading system, but every single time it went Kawai's favor. And whether that was Pablo, whether it was Flitch, or whoever it was picking up the kills, it always ended up in a 2-to-1 or a 1-and-0. They won it in every single matter, maybe not every single one, but the majority of the time they just seem dominant, they seem confident. However, now they've got to flip sides, they've got to change things up. Can they be as successful on the opposing side? We're going to get back into the action as soon as possible here as the round is starting up. It stands at 7-2, 3 rounds away from taking this to the semi-final.
So, Kawai, will they be the first team into the semi-finals? They were the first team in the quarterfinals, and you wouldn't bet against them right now, would you? It's going to be Asuka being pushed, pressured, backing up right now. And it's going to be a fast push, but they haven't decided to pull the trigger. They haven't gone around the corner to B site. They saw they was backing away, so they immediately knew, okay, we're going to be running into big numbers here. iNsanes are going to get the rotation on. So they've switched things up. Aleo, you can see, with Flitch, making the move through mid, and he goes straight into Asuka.
Well, this time Asuka does get the better of him. It's been the other side for the first 9 rounds, but here in round number 10, maybe there is a change going down. iNsanes do have the number advantage.
You know what? They went 7-2 down in the first round of the game.
They did.
Could it be another 8 rounds back-to-back? Who knows?
Well, they've done it once. Can they do it again? Are they just that team that likes to crawl their way back into these games, make it difficult for themselves? Because some teams notoriously have a slower start, or whether they'll just be a little bit more successful on the defense. We'll have to wait and see for that one. But it is stacking up at B here.
It's a double peek. Clarence and Arcadox going to try and double shoulder peek. Actually, there's a third coming out as well, but they didn't count for the man on the side there. It was Steelix that does a great job. They try and rotate back. Disturb finds Flitch trying to come around the backside, and this is just gone horribly, horribly wrong for Kawai. Clarence, the last man, does get one single kill and prevent the team ace, but that's about all it's going to be. Steelix gets another, and that is a solid first round from iNsanes. Kawai, of course, running into trouble early on in the form of Asuka.
So, can they do it again? Can they get the momentum going, momentum rolling, and get a few rounds back-to-back here? Asuka on your screens. He's going to be the one trying to get those first picks. You're going to see it from a bit of a different angle here, but he's going to go into around 3 players. Finds the first. Alejo again feels the wrath of Asuka, and he's charged down, but he gets out with his life. And once again, it is deja vu as we go into round number 11 here. Asuka 1, Alejo 0.
2.
2-0. You're
2-0.
Absolutely right. Happened in the previous round.
Took him down twice now, and it's just not what they wanted. But now they're going to have a 4-man stack once again. Another big rush into B site. We're seeing the setup, but there is Clarence trying to push on through. And what we're not seeing is the fact that Steelix is sat there, not too sure what the cameraman was trying to show. It wasn't the best of angles. They should have been looking at the 2 defensive players as they push around that door, because that was easy stuff for iNsanes. And this is what, you know, this is exactly what we said against Hidden.
Yeah.
They just needed to get those first early rounds on the board. Obviously, that time it was attack. This time it's defense, because defense is the stronger side here on port. So just need to get those first couple of early rounds, clean rounds, and that's what they've had. 2 rounds unanswered. I think they went 4 for 0 in both those rounds. So big start, and let's not forget, obviously, the duel that's been happening. Asuka Alejo is really the catalyst of what's been kicking things off.
Yeah, clinical stuff here on the defense coming in from iNsanes. Can they keep it up? Can they keep this momentum rolling? Arcadox and Pablo stacking up. Maybe a bit of a mid-push coming in here for Kawai. Something different, and it's certainly something they need. But Asuka, a man with that sniper rifle, is very, very dangerous. He's already picked up 2 on the defense. And yeah, you can see, I mean, looking at the kills to death here, only 1 coming in for Ice Bar. And that's over the 2 rounds. Asuka, shoulder peeking.
He's got this perfectly set up. There's the flash. They're going to try and make the move. Rattles the shot off just to see if he can get anything. A little bit of lucky shot maybe. Tries to rotate round, and he has been taken down. Arcadox, the man with a plan as they push on through. Now it's cut them in half. Avedon manages to find one, but Arcadox replies. That's going to be Ice Bar going down once again. Now, B-site is actually clear, but the bomb is at Catwalk right now, so it's not in the ideal position. You can see Avedon. Oh, Avedon, if he was just looking off to the left, he would have found him. Steelix does, but Arcadox gets a 3rd. Now, can he go the whole distance? That's the question. Alejo, with the bomb, is in no man's land. It's Arcadox that's actually trying to run and gun on Avedon. He's got Steelix coming around behind him. Steelix will catch the shot, and Alejo finally arrives, but the deagle's not enough, and that was just messy, messy stuff from Kawai. Arcadox did everything. He took 4 players down in that round, and for some reason, the rest of his team were not on the same page. He went up mid, they split them in half, and the rest of the team with the bomb, they'd already come down Catwalk, and they were just stuck. They were like, what do we do? What do we do? And Avedon absolutely wrecked them.
I think it was panic mode setting in. Something definitely not clicking in the Kawhi camp here as things get even more closer. 7-5 is the scoreline now. And you can see across the board here, Steelix kicking things off with 6 frags to his name. On the flip side, though, Flitch and Pablo yet to pick up 1. Avedon takes damage, but he escapes with his life now. And again,
Avedon, the A defender, you can see, is the number 3 on the screen there. And as you can see, the bomb once again at Catwalk. This time it's Pablo that makes his way through, but it looks like Alejo has given up on the scope. He's lost out in that duel twice to Asuka, and now they're thinking, okay, let's try and push him down. Flash out the man, but as you can see, it's Steelix covering off mid as well this time. So they've decided to switch it up, keep an AK on that position, and Asuka is actually on B side on his own at the moment. Icebark comes across, so they're suspecting something up mid again. They're suspecting something at Catwalk. Disturb and Avedon are all in position. This is a good defensive setup from iNsanes. Will it work?
Well, they're pushing on forward. 5v5, Avedon's going to take damage. He's going to be the first to fall. That's going to be Pablo, but Disturb answers back. 4v4 as Alejo goes down, and now it all comes down to a 2v2 as Pablo picks up a nice triple there. Can he get off the ace here? Asuka and Icebot just to stop him.
Well, he's not, because there's a nade from Icebot. Puts pate to him, and Arcadox, who went big in that last round, has got it all to do, and it doesn't matter. Asuka, with the AK, delivers 4 rounds unanswered by iNsanes. This is what we talked about. Can it happen again?
I mean, I don't want to kind of jinx things, but let's just say Hidden went in half 7-2 up against Insane. That finished 10-7. Could it be another insane clutch, really? I mean, I hate to use that word.
They're living up to the insane name. Asuka got the opening kill, but now they've managed to get themselves a spot into B side at last. But Asuka's not been dealt with. A 2-on-2, Avedon on the rotate. He's finally joined him. Asuka tossing away the rifle. He wants to find an AK, going to just the deagle. As soon as he finds that AK, he'll pick it up. Clarence is going to be in perfect spot, gets himself a quick double, and finally, they break the deadlock. And 8-6 at last for KOWAI.
For me, that's the KOWAI camp going, a big sigh of relief. Guys, we've stopped it. It's not happening. We're 2 rounds away. Let's put the nail in the coffin and book ourselves a spot in that semi-final here. KOWAI, maybe they can get a little bit of
fast
momentum
play.
back.
Pablo's gone, Leo's, sorry, gone straight up mid. Straight through. Actually, it took a little peek there as well. And he backs away and gets himself into the side. Avedon, I think it was, that took damage. Yeah, Avedon in catwalk. He could be a big difference here. He actually might drop down, but look at this. Pablo has got himself completely around. He's inside A site right now. The rest of his team are nowhere near with him. And Pablo is completely on his own. He's going a bit of a Rambo effect of himself. We saw Rambo for the Vietnamese team earlier on. Pablo going to get around the side, and that has just opened it up. Asuka goes down. He's carved this site open on his own. Disturb gets a little glimpse. Disturb's kind of in no man's land. Avedon's going to join him. They push on through. Avedon finds a Leo as he pushes through, but they have A site locked down. But it's not locked down hard enough as Disturb and Steelix comes in. Flitch manages to find himself one, and Arcadox, he's got a lot to do here. 2 on 3, make it a 2 on 1 or 2, and they've lost it. Oh my God.
How on earth does that happen? Pablo gets behind enemy lines. He picks off one. He tries to lock down the A site. He pops the smokes out. However, you saw it. You saw one of their players got cut off from the middle. It fell apart from there. The structure fell apart. And Insane's bag round number 7. It is so close, this game.
The big difference there, Avedon was on catwalk and nobody checked it. Like, Pablo had gone straight up the middle. And he's just like, guys, I'm in there. I'm in A site. I've killed the guy. There's nobody here. And obviously they've gone, oh, let's run to A site. Completely not checking the corners, not checking the angles. Avedon comes around, thank you very much, cuts that attack dead. And then, of course, the rest of the team are free. Because if Alejo hadn't been taken down then, he would have been the man in the middle, cutting them off at bridge. Nobody would have been able to get through. Oh, my word. These rounds are just going back and forth. It's KOWAI really struggling out here. Insanes have got a solid setup defense. 8-7. Just 1 round so far on the attack for KOWAI. Of course, 2 rounds were picked up by Insanes. This is going to be a big 4-man burst, but there's already a rotation coming in. Insanes are going to have 3 men on defense here on B site.
Yeah, it's going to be a 4v3. And Alejo is going to be the one leading the charge out. He pops out, he finds one, an ice bar falls. Alejo and Moore are charging through. You've got to feel for who is it? Steelix, I believe, down there. He's in a lot of trouble calling for backup. The backup is here, and Disturb comes to answer his call. Now a 4v4, so low on health here. Asuka probably not the best position for a sniper, but he does take down one. Now a 2 versus 1, a 1v2. Avedon, what can he do here as the bomb does go down? He has everything to do. 1v2 and a defuse.
This will be match point for KOWAI. A big round. And Clarence, of course, picking up that quick double. Pablo spotted. Headshot possibilities. Avedon catches him, takes him very low. Pablo, Clarence has tucked himself out. He knows exactly where Pablo is. He spins around with the deagle. Clarence taken on to nothing. Oh my word, Clarence, that was so close. He had about 1 hit point left at best there, but they get the second round on attack at last, and KOWAI are at 9-7.
Well, they're winning the rounds, but it's by the skin of their teeth, and here we are on game point. KOWAI to book themselves a spot in the semi-final. The first team through to the quarters. Could they be the first to the semis? There's 2 minutes on the clock. 5 versus 5. No one making that entry kill, but again, it's a heavy defense on to B. It's an aggressive defense, actually.
Yeah, I think this is the first time we've seen Insanes actually push up as well. It's Steelix holding the low ground, Icebar on the high ground. Now, Alejo has managed to get himself 2 openers on these last 2 rounds. Disturb also off the side, so really good B setup here from Insanes. And if KOWAI trigger this, which I think they will, they're going to run around the corner. Alejo's going to see one. He manages to come out on top. I don't know how. Steelix goes aggressive. He gets taken down, but there's Disturb for the follow-up. And now it's a 3-on-3, but that gives a problem for the defenders.
Yeah, it really does. It opens those bomb sites. They've got to leave 1 a day. And now the attack on B can go down. Gunfire's going down from behind, and Pablo's going to make it a 3v2. This could be it. Avedon and Asuka to go clutch, to keep in this game and to keep in this tournament. They have to do something special here.
Asuka's gone all the way over to A site, so it's effectively a 1v3 at the moment for Avedon on B. But is that where the bomb's going to go? The bomb in the hands of Pablo is currently working its way through the middle. Clarence slowly getting himself a peek across. So Avedon, now he's called for the support. Oh, Asuka just caught a glimpse of something. He sensed Aleo. Aleo's actually pushed through. They've gone through the smoke. Asuka, he's got 2 people coming up behind him. He's not even looking. Now he spins around. Pablo is there. Pablo gets his 3rd of the round, I believe. Now Avalon goes down. That is it. Kawai are the first semi-finalists, just as they were in the quarterfinals. They will go through to face the winner of either All Gamers and Vici.
And I've got to say, that last kill as well, it might have been a 1v3, but it's something he should have made. The Colombians, you can see how much it means to them. Fantastic efforts, and they didn't let iNsanes do what iNsanes did to Hidden. They came round 8 rounds back to back, but the Colombians, too strong.
It was close though, wasn't it? There's no doubt. It was, what, 6 rounds back to back for a while. iNsanes, you were just thinking, is it going to happen again? Is it possible? But no, Kawai pulled it off. They take it 10-7. And like I say, they're going to have the unenviable task of that semi-finals against one of the Chinese home nation teams. But nonetheless, they're in the money. 30,000 is the bare minimum they will now walk away from. And that is a lot of money if you take it back to Colombia. 70k possibilities, even if they would just go to that 3rd, 4th place. Or they could be looking at the 100k for 2nd or 200 for 1st. Anything is possible for Aleo and his team. Arcadox, everybody, Pablo, you can make a case for everybody. Clarence and Flitch as well in there for absolutely doing brilliant stuff. Solid play for Kawai.